the way you were brought up, not necessarily about the way you were eating, but what you saw, all the things that you see when you're... Everything comes back to food, doesn't it? It always comes back to the dinner table. There's a new book out by, let's see, it's Dawn Lerman, and her dad was in the Mad Men era of advertising, which is really cool. And the book is called My Fat Dad, a memoir of food, love, and family with, by the way, recipes. And Dawn, good morning. Thanks for coming on.
Good morning. How are you?
It all comes back to your childhood.
It always does.
And the dinner. And the dinner table. So what did you learn writing this book?
Well, my book is called My Fat Dad, a memoir of food, love, and family with recipes. And I originally was just about to write a cookbook, and I started writing down. I was working in a school with kids, and I was teaching them how to make chicken soup and all these recipes from my childhood. And in cooking with the kids, I started sharing my stories about why each recipe was so important. And then kids started sharing their stories. And then I realized the most important thing is not really the ingredients in a recipe, it's the memory.
Yeah.
So one thing kind of led to another. It just started out as a book, a recipe book with little, vignettes. And then I just started telling the story of how I grew up with a 450-pound father, and every week he was on a new diet. And I had a grandmother, her name was Beauty, and she would send me a recipe card every week. We used to live in the same city. We used to live in Chicago, and I used to go to her house and cook on the weekend. But then when we moved away, she was scared I was going to, we moved from Chicago to New York. She thought I was either going to fall into the subways or die of starvation.
Yeah.
Because my dad was always on a diet, so we always had diet food in our house. My mom hated to cook and only ate tuna fish, so she would send me a recipe card every week with a $20 bill to keep us bonding.
Keep it going. Keep the food moving.
Exactly.
And you're absolutely right. I mean, think about the things that we eat based on the time of year or the holiday or the thing that you're celebrating, whatever that celebration is. I mean, really, it's amazing how much revolves around the dinner table, and it revolves around food.
It's the food, it's the memory, it's the nostalgia. So a lot of times it's not about, like, if you're eating the chicken soup or the brisket or whatever your family favorite is. It's like the memory of all the years before that you ate it.
Yeah.
And how it keeps you connected to your family and to your kids, and how you kind of keep passing down generations, but also memories, from member to member.
All right, quickly, what's your favorite recipe in the book?
It has to be my grandmother's noodle kugel or chicken soup.
Mm-hmm.
And the last one is salmon patties. She used to make these, delicious, salmon patties, and they were very, filling, and they were chunky, and she used to put, a dill sauce on it, so that's one of my favorites. It was all the recipes that I learned to cook when I was, could barely stand, with my legs dangling over the counter, so it's the earliest memories. So it's about cooking with her, so the memories is what kind of makes it so delicious, and, hearing her voice as I'm making them, and then being able to show my kids.
Yeah.
What their grandmother Beauty taught me.
All right, Dawn. Dawn Lerman, and the book is My Fat Dad, a memoir of food, love, and family with recipes. Dawn, thanks for coming on. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
All right. I want to wrap it up here. I really have to right now, right? We're almost out of time. Tom, quickly, I'll give you the final word here this morning.
Okay, quick. I went to a high school sporting event last Friday and see all these great young people competing, and I got to thinking, suppose it's November and you got 16 kids trying out for the boys' high school basketball team.
Yeah.
And it's Friday afternoon, and this one kid says, I'm not going to make it. Goes home over the weekend, sees one of these stories on television about the trans thing. He comes into school Monday, he says, I'm not a boy, I'm a girl. I want to try out for the girls' basketball team. What happens?
Well, they already have that dealt with, I think, right?
And not that I've heard of.
Yeah, they do. It's already, I believe if the sport is offered for a girl, then she has to play the girl sport. If the sport is not offered for the female, then I believe she can try out for the boys' team.
Yes, but it's offered for both boy and girl, high school basketball.
But,
this boy says, I'm a girl. I want to play on a girls' basketball team.
Do you really think we should take that question seriously?
I think it's actually going to happen.
Not be considered.
Do you think there's going to be a boy that's going to come out and say, I identify as a female, and I want to play on the girls' basketball team?
I think you're right, Tom.
You think that's going to happen?
If some kid wants to push it,
Yeah.
And the way they're doing things, I have absolutely no trust in the government on this.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's.
My daughter won the discus.
I can't wait for that to happen because it's going to be huge. We'll have many phone calls. I enjoy those days.
I'm waiting for it to happen. We did have a kid in this area that did play field hockey, a boy that played field hockey because there was no boys' field hockey team.
Right.
And he wasn't any bigger than the girls, so they let him play.
They beat up on him pretty badly.
Yeah, but
I don't know if that's true now.
Where there is both a boys' and a girls' team, and a boy wants to say, I'm a girl.
Well, I again, I can't imagine that happening, but hey, this year's been a crazy year. Anything could happen.
It certainly has.
All right, Tom, and your granddaughter, right?
My granddaughter won the shot put in Section 3, Class C2, and she's going on to the next level this Friday. I forget whether that's regionals or the actual state champion.
Got it. All right, well, congratulations, Tom. That's pretty awesome.
Yes, I'm very proud of all 5 of my grandkids.
Pretty proud grandfather, Tom. Tom in Little Falls. All right, Tom, we appreciate it. That's it for us. WIBX Utica, Rome. Enjoy the beautiful day. It's 8 o'clock.